What's going on, everybody? Firechicken here at the Scrapyard. I haven't been doing kicking with chickens. I haven't been doing 15 minutes fire chickens. So I figured I owed you guys. Let me see here. I want to make sure this is public. I might have forgot to hit public when I did that. Let me just make sure here. Okay, this is unlisted. So we're going to go public right now, guys. Now you'll be tuning in. Now we'll start to see people coming in because I have my settings set to default. Unlisted, that's when I upload videos. You know, I want my stuff to be unlisted at first, and then I can kind of figure when I want to put them out. But 15 minutes fire chicken, you got me. Let me wait here a minute until we got a couple people coming in. 9 Ether Being, what is going on? Good to see you, my man. Okay, so I got quite a few things to talk about today. First thing I'm going to start out with is that I'm still in the middle of editing our fights from last month. Like we had a pretty good amount of fights. Lights out. What's up? Hey, real quick, lights out. I just edited your fight. So it's like it's uploading right now to the channel. I don't know exactly how long it's going to be, but it's going to be in the membership section, and then it'll probably be a few days before it's out. But hey, what's up? Somebody turn the lights on. What's up? Keep up the great work. Thank you. So let me get right into it. I'm still editing fights, like I just said, lights out. I am editing your fight. I'm gonna get into some spicy stuff here, but I'm gonna get through my normal stuff first. So I put out Scrap Talk, the first episode on our channel recently. I put Scrap Talk episode 1. That was with Jose Benavides Sr. So go to this channel, look up Scrap Talk. It's one of the last, 10 fights or videos that I put out, and check it out. It's basically like a Kicking It with Chicken, but with 3 other guests and special guests. So we've done 3 episodes so far. We had Jose Benavides Sr., we had Czech Congo, and we had Ernest Cat Miller. So I haven't released the other 2 yet, but you can watch them on Heart in the Fight. So go to the YouTube channel Heart in the Fight, and you can check out those if you would like. But I will be releasing them on our channel also, as you've seen with the first one. Next episode on Heart in the Fight will be out Tuesday. So with that, I'm going to have a special guest on there. I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm just going to say if you watch MMA, you're going to know who this fighter person is. So I'm really excited to have this guest on there. Talked to this individual a couple times, and like I said, I don't want to spoil it. Mr. Pete, you can message me on Instagram and I'll tell you who it is. Thank you for your help. I really appreciate you in here. All right. Next up. So that's Scrap Talk. Those are every Tuesday at 6:00. I release mine on my channel Monday, or it's not every, it's every other Tuesday. But I release re-release them on this channel every Monday. No, we didn't get Mighty Mouse 9 Ether. Okay. Now this is what I want to get into because we're doing this tomorrow, everybody. We're headed down to Portland, Oregon. We're bringing down a team, and we're going to the BKFC tryouts. Going to be a whole bunch of people down there. I had special Scrapyard shirts made for everybody that is showing up with their name on the back. So I'll be passing those out before they go in and do their tryouts. Hosted by Chris Lytle. I talked to Chris down in Florida when I was at BKFC, but I'm going to try to talk to him again and see if he might want to be on Scrap Talk. So spoiler for you guys, like he might be one in the future. I do have a few people lined up to go on Scrap Talk. So there's big guests lined up for that. Okay. T-shirts for the fighters going, bringing a team, Portland, Oregon. Yeah, we're all meeting up and going down there. Super excited about this whole thing. I know we're going to have some people that are going to get some eyes on them from BKFC. I just know. So I'm really excited about that. They know who we are. They seem like a really good organization. When I was down there a few months back, I got to meet the president. That was really cool, Dave Feldman. But met a whole lot of really cool people. Okay, so before I get into the spicy stuff, Sam K, what's up? Before I get into that, I'm just going to talk about, we got the 420 fights coming up this month. So they're on 420 this year. If anybody 420 themed wants to sponsor the Scrapyard for this event, hey, hit me up. Scrapyardfighting@gmail.com. Maybe we can work some kind of promotion out. I don't know. We'll figure something out, but it would be cool to have a special sponsor for an event that lands on 420. I am looking for a couple female fighters in the 160 area. I think I have a 125 female signed up also. So if anybody knows of somebody that is a beginner level female fighter, 125 or 160, we can get them a match and get them some views on this next event. Maliko Goon also signed up. We would like to get him another match. He fought last month, and he's at 155 now. So Maliko Goon, anybody want to step up? All right. So I've had some stuff come up recently, and I'm going to talk about a little bit of it without getting too specific, because I'm not the type that likes to bring drama public or anything like that. But I do feel like when that stuff happens, I talk about it without putting anybody in the light, just because I think it helps keep things from happening in the future. It's the best way to put it, I should say. So really quick, I'm going to go over who I am, what my responsibilities are, what I do for everybody. So I am, as you already know, Firechicken. I created Streetbeefs Scrapyard. We are a branch of Streetbeefs located in Gig Harbor, Washington State, and we hold monthly fights. I'm the organizer of the events, and I'm also the video editor. We have a great team of people that come out, help out, that are on the staff wall, that I couldn't do this absolutely without. I wouldn't want to try to do this without them. You know, they're the ones that really help this whole thing move every month. So my role basically is I set up the events, I handle all the social media stuff. Like I said, I do the video editing, I do the posting on the social media stuff. My wife helps out with some of the social media stuff also. I answer all the emails, Instagram messages, all that stuff. It really is a lot of work. Takes a lot of time out of the day, but you know what? It's necessary to keep this thing running. So let's see here. I also want to point out, everybody, that I've always done this. I stick up for our fighters like 100%. Okay. I don't allow people to come in our group and put down our fighters. I can't control it on YouTube. I really can't. like, I'm not going to turn the commenting off because I don't feel like the positive comments that come up should be taken down too. But, you know, like, people see what we do out here and we get like a really generalized image. And I think that comes from the fact that some of our more entry level entertaining fights get more views. And when fights like that get views, what it does is it kind of puts a shadow over some of the people that come out here and have a little bit more experience. You know, so maybe like you saw so and so fight so and so, and it was entry level, but it was a fun match to watch, right? But then, you know, you get some like really high level fighters on there. It's like more like a chess match, stuff that you would see more so on TV in the UFC in boxing. Um, and those tend to get skipped. So, because of the fact that they don't get the views that the other fights get. And it is unfortunate, but you know, like I'll go in, I'll defend my fighters. I'll defend fighters that have come out here and fought. You know, I say my fighters, but they're not my fighters. They just fight here. I'm not their manager. You know, I've had people blame me for my fighters pulling out of fights for their promotion or whatever, and then saying they're never going to have a scrapyard, street beef scrapyard fighter fight on their promotion again. Again, you guys, they're not my fighters, but I do. And I even stick up for them in situations like that, you know? So I try to do everything that I can for the fighters because ultimately they're the ones out here putting in the work in the cage. I also try to land them opportunities whenever I can. If someone reaches out to me and says, hey, I'm looking for a couple fighters for my amateur promotion. And by the way, if you are an amateur promotion, the best way to, you know, have some of the fighters that fight out here fight on your promotion is get a hold of me. And I'll say it like this too. Like I love to support my fighters when they're doing fights. I love to show up to their events. And to be honest, sometimes a couple tickets, you know, thrown my way can really ensure that I show up to the event, you know. But I do like to find my fighters fights because some of them are pursuing amateur careers. Will you come to the UK? Hey, anything's possible. Only time will tell. You know, we're steadily growing, so you never know. So anyway, yeah, I stick up for my fighters. I try to be there for my fighters, and I try to land my fighters opportunities. And then I also am friends with a lot of the fighters too, like personally friends with them. And sometimes this can create kind of a conflict, you know. First off, I'm never going to be, if you've been around long enough, you'll know, like, I'm not biased in the way that we do our decision-making process out here. How I give out fights, anything like that. We don't try to be. We want it to be straight down the middle. We want people to be treated fair. We want this to be a place where people can come out to and expect to get treated fairly. Will you ever? I fought like a couple months ago, random. So I do fight. I'm just older now, so I don't fight as much. I probably don't look as old as I really am, but I'm older, so anyway, people don't understand like a lot of the ways. I lost my train of thought there. So we try to find our fighters opportunities and everything. I also want to talk about like who fights out here. Everybody from beginner, entry level, never had a fight before, to damn near professional. So you'll see every type of experience level you can think of. You subscribe to us and you watch enough of our stuff, you will see the highly experienced fighters out here, and eventually you'll see them in some places like the BKFC or the UFC. I guarantee it. Like, you get enough people that come through here and spark their interest enough to where they're trying out for this stuff and pursuing professional training in actual gyms, then you're going to start to see these people winding up in big time pro promotions. We've already had a couple fighters get signed to some pro promotions. So anyway, Yeah, so some of the fighters out here are my friends. It does lead to conflict of interest a little bit, but we try to be as fair as possible. But what I want you to realize is, like, just because we're friends doesn't mean it doesn't mean that I'm going to lean in your direction on the way decisions happen, or the way that my morals are, or anything like that. And I'll speak on one thing recently, but I'm not going to say who it was or anything like that. But we had a controversy happen, and it was one of our fights. And what happened was the decision got made during the fights. And we have a scoring system out here. It's a 10-9 scoring system. Generally, if you get knocked down with an 8 count in one of the rounds, that counts as a 10-8 round. So it's 10-9, 10-9, 10-8, 10-7 if it's really bad. Okay, that's just always how we've done it, you know. And if your role out here isn't a judge, crowd representative, you wouldn't know that. But what I noticed is that a decision that was made during the end of the fight was inaccurate. Based on points alone, we awarded somebody a victory when it should have went to a draw. Now, I don't want to take somebody's win away from them. So it's really simple. When somebody contests a fight, or when I contest the fight myself based on what I see during the editing process, which is the same as it getting sent out to a review board, and it gets changed, nobody ever gets a loss on the record from a change in decision. Nobody. I'm not going to do that to somebody, because people come out here, they work their ass off, and if they're awarded the victory, it should reflect on their record. So in the end, a win or a draw are the same things on your record. People do not get dissatisfied with a draw on your record. When you look at your record and say it's not 5-1 and 2, it's 7-1, you know, because it counts as a win. So I'm doing that because, for one, it's just added stuff to put in a draw. But I believe that if you worked hard enough to get a draw, I mean, it counts as a win. But also, Street Beefs has done this the same way. So anytime that we give it a draw, we feel it was really close. The points added up a certain way. And under no circumstances are we doing that to favor somebody or to try to target anybody or anything like that. It's 100% to try to make everybody happy. And when you try to make everybody happy, you're going to make some people angry. Believe me, I am the how would you say this? Like, the one that gets everything blamed on all the time, because any decisions made out here, since I'm the final say on things, I'm the one that gets the hate for it. And it comes from all sorts of directions. I'll say that. I do ultimately what's best for the fighters, and if that means me having to stand up, I don't care against who. I don't care against who. If something went one way, or something against our channel, and I don't agree with the way that it is, I'll say something about it. And you can hate me for it, or you can grow up and just respect the fact that we've built something awesome out here, and I take pride in it and like to stick up for what we have and our fighters. So that's on you if you can't get over that. But yeah, so I will say this also, everybody. We're here to show these fights to everybody. We put these fights on every month for the YouTube channel for everyone to see for free. You never have to pay for any of our fights, because they're all going to be out eventually on our YouTube channel. So you don't have to pay for any of our fights. Okay. We even provide a live feed which I don't have to do. I don't have to put out a live feed, but we do it anyway. We do it so that you at home, maybe you're a friend of a fighter and you want to watch the fight live, but we don't allow spectators. So I provide a live feed. You can watch it on YouTube Live. And that's something that we do. We don't charge for it. It's no pay-per-view or anything like that. It's because we believe that everybody should get a chance to see it. But if you're allowed to come out here, if you're accepted to be part of the team, I should say, then you need to just know how much that's worth, because we do not allow people to come out and watch. Not normally. You can't come out and be a spectator. We don't have the room out here. We don't want the extra noise. We don't want more turds in our porta potty. We don't want more trash on the ground, because there's only like a select few people that stick around and help clean up. And believe me, if you stay and help out, I can't tell you. I already know I don't tell you enough how much I appreciate you, but we do. We do appreciate you. What's up, Ohms? We do appreciate you. It's a lot of work to go out there, put the tents up, vacuum out the cage, spray the Sasquatch every month with the stencil, pick up garbage. It's just printing out waivers, clearing memory cards, everything that's needed to get this thing running every month. So we put out an effort, and we really appreciate the people that help out. So if you come out and you help out with a job, and you've all of a sudden decided that you don't want to be here anymore, nobody's forcing you to be out at the scrapyard. But we're a community that even if you don't come out, we're still a community of people that can be there for you and talk to you and be friends with you and train with you and that kind of stuff. But if you decide that you want to throw a fit or whatever, not come out here anymore and unfriend me and do whatever, I mean, that's on you. You don't have to come out here. If you got your opinions or whatever, that's fine. I'm not going to ban you from the group or anything like that. Not unless you do, something public that really pushes a bad image on me, then there could be something that's, done because of that. But as far as like me just kicking people for the hell of it, I don't do that. But if also at the same time, if you're coming out here and helping out with a job, and then you decide you don't want to come out anymore, I got to find a replacement for you. And if I find a replacement and that replacement is consistently out here and consistently helping out and doing a good job, then I have to roll with that person as your replacement. Because if I don't, what's going to happen is I'm not going to have anybody to help out with that job. And I know a lot of people want to come out here on a monthly basis to watch the fights, but I can't accommodate everybody. So if somebody wants to come out and, I got people that come out that corner. I got people that come out that hold cameras. I got people that come out and do the sign-up stations, the weigh-ins. I got people that do matchmaking. I got a timer, so these are jobs that all need to be handled and done out here, or else the scrapyard can't run. And so I have to make decisions quick and replace people. Not because I'm trying to push them away necessarily, but I have to cover that aspect of the fights, or else the fights don't go on. But again, I want to shout out everybody that comes out and helps. Everybody, all of our sponsors, Cavocado, Peixoto, HK USA, you guys helping us out. Awesome. You fighters and fans and helpers that come out and help out with various things. Our nurses, Tess and Abby. We're also looking for more nurses too. So if you're medically qualified in the Tacoma, Gig Harbor, as far as you want to go, and just to drive, But I look for consistency out here, to be honest. Like, I get it. It's, it can be hard to say that you're going to show up every month, but I mean, we don't charge for admission. It's like getting to watch free fights every single month, and you get to be part of it. I mean, how much better can it get? But just some stuff I had to get off my chest, some things I had to bring up. Tell you I appreciate you all. I appreciate you guys watching, the fans, you guys going on to our videos. And really, when you leave comments, like, you guys don't understand, I don't think, how much the fighters appreciate the positive comments, because they get a ton of negative comments. It's sad. And a lot of the negative comments are from people that have no fighting experience, that never done it themselves, that never would, that you tell them, like, glove up or shut up, and they come up with some excuse to why they can't make it. That's just how people are. They want to be experts about everything, but when you call them out on it, they get defensive and make excuses. So our fighters are the ones getting in here and doing the work and getting the views and trying to get experience. Speaking of experience, I'm going to talk about, like, what it means out here to fight. You come out here, you get a fight. First off, your records don't necessarily mean, they don't always mean something to every organization out there. Like, you sign up for amateurs or whatever, they might not consider your Street Beefs record, but at the same time, I guarantee if you're like, I've had 50 Street Beefs fights, and you say you've had 50 Street Beefs fights, and they're like, well, I can't put you against this green 0-0 first time ever in a cage fight. And you're like, why? Well, you got 50 Street Beef fights. But I thought that didn't matter. Well, it does, but so that's kind of where things get a little weird. Experience is experience. And I've seen fighters come out here. I'll use Crazy Legs as an example. Like, when he first started out here, he didn't have a lot of experience. And what you see now is a very experienced fighter. And a lot of it comes from, fighting out here and then finding gyms and training and getting practice in. So, getting practice in, even though some people don't consider Street Beefs like legit, the proof is in our fighters. How can you argue with people that have come out here and had a number of fights and then go into the amateurs and do really well? I'll use one guy as an example, and it's Esteban from the OG branch. Never had any amateur fights, only Street Beef fights, straight into the pros, and wins his pro debut. Now, like, how are you going to say Street Beef fighters aren't legit, can't fight, low level, yet this just happened? I mean, how do you argue that? Let me see if I got anything else here, everybody. I don't think I do. We try to do our best that we can with everything out here. Sometimes we don't catch something in the moment, and you guys see it on camera. Say my referee's over in, like, part of the cage, and I'm over on the other part of the cage filming. I might see it, or I might not see it. I might be looking at the camera. I might be looking down. I filmed it, but I didn't necessarily see it. And then you guys online, you're like, why didn't they do anything about that punch to the back of the head? It's like, my referee didn't see it. He was standing over on the other side where that punch, where you couldn't see that it was a punch to the back of the head. Or, you guys argue, like, how come the judges ruled it this way? Because we put our crowd representatives in different parts of the cage. And so they might see different perspectives of the fight. That's the point. We want different perspectives of the fight. We don't want the same perspective So the camera perspective might look different than the alternate perspective. Take that into consideration. That is a thing, whether some people want to admit it or not. It is a thing. The angle that you watch the fights from can determine how you see the fight. Which fighter you pay attention to the most during the fight can determine how you see the fight. And again, Streetbeefs records, it's amateur exhibition matchups. So it's practice. But it is legit practice. I will say that. So we went twice as long over this time, but Scrap Talk next episode Tuesday 6 p.m. Heart in the Fight channel. We're going to talk about the BKFC tryouts. We're going to have a special guest on there. You're not going to want to miss that one. So go over to Heart in the Fight right now. Hit the subscribe notifications. That way, when it pops up, you're gonna see who the guest is ahead of time, for one. But I'm really excited about this one. This person has been watching our fights for a while now, and I've watched a number of their fights. I'm subscribed to their YouTube channel. They've commented on our stuff before. Really cool to see how much reach our videos get. And think about it that way. If you want to come out and fight in Streetbeefs, you don't ever really know who's watching at home. You can be a pro or an amateur. You can fight in an organization. They'll hold on to your footage. But that doesn't necessarily mean that, a big name is going to see your fight. But with Streetbeefs, a big name probably will see your fight, especially if it gets some views. How's Pappas's knee? I have to check on him. He commented in our group chat the other day expressing interest in coming back. I was like, how's your knee? I got to follow up on that question because, again, I have to protect the fighters too, even against themselves. I don't want anybody coming in here and getting like a permanent injury because I let them get in the cage before it was time. I know Pappas wants to come back. Of course he does. He loves it out here. But that's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed this 15 to 33 minutes with Firechicken. Again, we'll talk more about this on Tuesday. All right, guys. Peace out.